please speak in English and for your opinion.
My name is Keiji Takeuchi. I'm Emeritus Professor of Reitaku University in Kashiwa City in Chiba Prefecture, Japan. And here is the campus of Reitaku University, and it is soon spring will come, so you can see the flower. It's a ume flower, plum tree, and I am now the president or the director of board of NPO, non-profit organization. So the name is TAKEUCHI Seito Shio Kangaerukai. Tokatsu is a district of this area, this district, and Seito Shio Kangaeru means thinking of death and life. And this NPO is NPO of studying death and die. And our organization is doing volunteer activity. One of them is helping or supporting or caring bereaved people who lost a loved one or family member. We care those bereaving people. So it's a bereaving work. And so grief care is one pillar of our activity. And the other is the helping patients and their family. We care the patient and their families by listening their talk, and while doing aroma treatment, we listen the patients talking, and so we have our activity is now is in several hospitals and nursing home. So about 60 people now, volunteers working in this area. And I also joined this activity 2 years ago, and I went to 2 hospitals in this district, and doing aroma treatment and listen to the talk of patients. And mostly those patients live nearby this district. So I also live in this district, so we can talk about this district, and so we are familiar with this district anyway. So, and while we are doing aroma treatment, we do mostly hand and foot. And when we see the hand of patient, we can guess or we can see what their life was, what they are doing and because if he is a farmer, his hand is very big and strong hand, so we can see his life through his hands. So and also I think aroma treatment is very good because we touch hands, so we can feel temperature, body temperature, warmness of the human being. So it's a good way to feel each other, and so the patients can talk freely, anything they want to talk. So, and by this listening activity, the people feel relief, and if when they are hospitalized or in the nursing home, they become lonely sometimes. So to meet with people outside the hospital is good for their mental health, I think. So listening to patients' life history is I think is very good for mentally and spiritually too. And as Ms. Hasegawa talked that aroma treatment is not only the method of technique, not only technique, but we need spirituality or philosophy. So in that sense, I studied Indian philosophy. So maybe the Indian has spirituality in a sense, very spiritual tradition in India. So I myself studied in India for 3 years, from 1981 to 84. So I can speak Bengali. So, but I hope if I think you know the Rabindranath Tagore. Tagore is first Nobel Prize, the first Nobel. But anyway, he got first time Nobel Prize for literature as a non-Western artist or non-Western poet, and so. And he is not only poet, but multi-talent artist. And he's a painter. He composed songs, and he made drama, dancing, and he's a philosopher, and he wrote novel, and so on. And he founded school and university from kindergarten to postgraduate course. And I studied that university. It's about 3 hours by train from Kolkata. So it is in the state of West Bengal in India. And there is that area, people speak Bengali, and also people in Bangladesh also speak Bengali. So Rabindranath Tagore also wrote a poem in Bengali, and his native language is Bengali. So I studied Bengali, and I also studied philosophy of father of Rabindranath Tagore. His name is Devendranath Tagore, and he was a leader of reformist Hinduism. It's called Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj. So Rabindranath Tagore himself was secretary of general of this Brahmo Samaj. So his university is founded on this philosophy of Brahmo Samaj. So there is no image or idol or image of goddess of any kind, any Hinduism, no images in the prayer hall of the university, his university, and so that campus is very similar to this campus, and students, especially pupils, elementary school students, studied under the tree. So his idea is study in nature. So so he also composed songs about nature and God, universe. So very religious songs and poems also, and his famous books on poems as Gitanjali. Gita means songs, and Anjali means to offering of songs. And he got Nobel Prize by this poetry, or ensemble of poetry. So he's religious and also spiritual and universal spirit. So he visited India, and then he visited Japan 5 times, and also he visited the whole world. And so anyway, so this spiritual spirit or spirituality is very important for human beings. So especially in the end of life, spiritual care is important, and spiritual we have many people have spiritual pain, so we have to take care of this kind of pain. So spirituality is important, and for spiritual care, this Indian philosophy or Hinduism or Muslim Islam, I think very important. So I'll end this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Dr. Takeuchi. I respect Dr. Takeuchi very much. Okay, thank you so much today's interview.